Welcome back to the second in this series of videos about using SQLiteAdmin. At the end of the first one we just created a new database called CD library, and you'll see its name up in the window title bar, and also in this area over here the full path to the file and the current schema version and the user version if there is one. So this is the tables view. I'm going to zoom in a bit so we can see what's going on here a bit better. There we go. So on the left here we don't have any tables right now, of course, because this is a new database, but if there were any, they would be listed here. And when you selected one, you'd see all the columns in this area, and when you selected a column, you would see all its characteristics over in this area, divided up into these different tabs. And down at the bottom here, for any given table, you'll see the table level constraints: primary key, unique, foreign keys, check, and it will also show you any indexes or triggers that are associated with that table. So, as I mentioned, we're going to put together a very simple little CD library database here. So I'm going to start by adding a table. Click on the Create a New Table icon. All the icons in SQLiteAdmin have tooltips like this if you hover the mouse over them. So here we've got the Create Table screen, and you can supply a table name, the temporary and if not exists options, and then in this area is where you deal with all the column definitions, and over here is where you deal with the table constraints. So I'm going to start adding columns over here, and when I click on the little plus sign to add a column, I get this SQLiteAdmin column palette. And this gets used in various places anytime you are doing anything to do with a column property. So I'm going to start off, this table is going to be for artists, so I'm going to start off by defining a primary key. I could define other characteristics and we'll see that in a little while, but this one's complete, so click on the Add the Column Definition icon and you'll see it turn up in the list over here. And then we're going to have an artist name. That's text, and I don't know, we'll give it 100 character size. Click on that guy. Here it comes over here, and then maybe we'll have the artist's record label there, a bit smaller. Put that one in. That's really about it for columns, I think, for now. I don't think I've got any table constraints here, so I'm going to give this table a name, and you notice here I can drag and drop these columns to get them in a different order if I want to. I'm not going to do that on this one. Everything looks fine to me. And there are also options up here to modify the currently selected column or delete it before you create the table. But I'm going to go ahead and create that table. Now it shows up in a list, and here are all the columns, and there's really only one with any constraints of any sort. The artist ID is the primary key. The others are just text fields. Okay, I'm going to define one more table at this point, and this one is going to hold a list of our CDs. So I'm just going to call it CDs. Go back into our column palette again. Start off with the primary key. There we go. And this will also have next a foreign key that will link the CD to the artist table so we know which artist recorded the CD. So I'm going to call it artist ID, make it an integer since that's what it's linking to. Go to the foreign keys tab and tell SQLite that it's going to link to the artist ID column. It's theoretically possible to have more than one foreign key definition for a column, and if you want to do that, then when you've filled in the information about the first one, you can click on this little plus sign here and it'll get stored away down here, and you can define another foreign key for the same column. If you've only got one, you don't need to do that, you can just leave it up there at the top. In this case, we're all ready to go on that one. Turns up in our column definition area, telling us that it is a foreign key. So let's see. Let's get a CD title field. It's going to be text, and once again make it 100 characters long. And what else do we need on there? Well, let's get a rating. I'll make that an integer, and I'm going to define that's going to end up being a number between 1 and 5, and I'm going to set a default on it for when new entries are added to 3. Let's see, I'm going to put one more field in here, one more column, CD total time. And this is going to be the total playing time of the CD, and we'll see how that gets used later. Okay, I think I'm done with that. So now I'm ready to create that table. What you're seeing here is a convenience feature of using SQLiteAdmin. We defined a foreign key, if you remember. It was the artist ID, which links to the artist table. And it's often a good idea to have an index on the child end of a foreign key for performance reasons. It depends on other factors, but SQLite offers you the opportunity of having it create one for you automatically, so you don't have to remember, and it puts a default name in there. You can change that if you want to. I'm going to create one. I'm going to take the default name. So now we've got a CD table, and if I go down here, click on the indexes tab, we'll see that it created the index for us on the artist ID. That marks the end of this little video for creating tables, and in the next video I'll show you how to modify tables that are already in place.